Hello and welcome. In today's video, we are talking crystals. How do crystals work? What are their healing properties? How do we find the right crystal for us? What do the different crystals represent? How do we activate them? How do we learn to charge them? How do we work with them powerfully? And for all of these details, I went straight to the source, Crystal Therapist Tanya Corona. She is going to break it all down for us. She is a G, let me tell you. So let's get into it.
I'm a Reiki master, crystal therapist, and sound therapist, and I specialize in energetic clearing and alignment. After my first Reiki attunement, crystals started talking to me. I was like, you want me to what? Put you in the window? Okay. And then I was introduced to Arkansas quartz crystals shortly thereafter, which are very high vibrational frequency crystals that have the capability to create a standing Hertzian wave in the energy field. And what that means is if you've ever made chicken soup or boiled meat and seen all that foamy stuff rise to the surface, those Arkansas crystals work like that in the energy field, where they vibrate all that discordant energy to the surface. And so then I look at it, I look at the individual's big picture, look and see how they're aligned with their higher aspects, how all the chakras are functioning, how they're grounded, and look at all that discordant energy that vibrates to the surface. And basically what that tells me is what is blocking the individual from aligning with their highest purpose. Everything is energy, right? And crystals are concentrated earth energy, right? And so different crystals work in different ways to help support us. And so, for example, one of my favorite crystals is rose quartz. And of course the clear quartz as well, but the rose quartz, I'm wearing some rose quartz bracelets today, really helps me personally connect with that energy of love and forgiveness. It helps me kind of like stay really calm and objective. And of course I've been working for the for the last 20 plus years on my own personal energy, so I can do that more easily. But crystals work a little bit differently for everyone, right? Some people are really sensitive to them, and some people they just don't resonate with. So it depends, I think, on where the individual is on their own journey, as to how crystals are going to work. They're not a magic cure-all, right? They work though in conjunction with other modalities, to help sort of like unlock blocks in the energy field, to help bring emotion to the surface so it can be read and cleared. I think one of the best ways to work with a personal crystal, right, to determine what the right crystal is for you, my favorite technique is using your intuition, right? So you're in a crystal shop, there's hundreds and hundreds of crystals all around you. I think the best way is to run your hand over. Just walk around and run your hands, like 2 to 3 inches away from the crystals. And the ones that feel like they want to jump in your hand, like I must touch this crystal, right? Those are the right ones for you right now. So, choosing a personal crystal, that's a great way to do it. Crystals do need clearing energetically, right? So you can run them under cool water, you can kind of blow on them. If you do energy work like Reiki, you can Reiki them. You can sit them out in the sunlight, in the moonlight. Soak them in salt water. That's a really great way to clear a lot of crystals. Although there's some you don't want to do that with, like selenite or black tourmaline, CHIONITE. Yeah, those you don't want to sit in water because then they kind of break apart. I would say rose quartz, right? Because that helps to connect into the heart. Any heart crystal, and there's a number of heart crystals. So pink crystals and like a soft green crystal. Those are heart energy crystals. Some people come because they're working on wounded child. Some people come, they don't even know why they come. They just feel that resonant connection. Like, oh, I'm, going through the healers and wait a minute, her, I need to go see her. I don't know why. So I have a lot of people saying, well, I'm not exactly sure why I'm here. But the work that I do and the intention that I set for the work is always to help people open up more fully, open up their energy channel, right, to their higher frequency self, clearing the chakras, getting grounded, right? This earth connection is so important. So that's the work I do with everyone, right? Where I look at the whole energy field, work with the higher self connection, work with the chakra clearing, and then work with the grounding.
I've seen them, but how are they different than just,
Just like using one
yeah,
crystal, for example.
yeah, I mean,
Well, the world is very geometric, right? And when you're working with intention and working with crystals in a geometric layout, it increases the energy flow, right? Think about like Stonehenge, right? And the way that Stonehenge is geometrically laid out with those giant blue stones, right, that have quartz in them. That creates an energetic resonance with Earth and helps to amplify the healing energy. So these are Arkansas quartz crystals. So these are the very high vibrational frequency crystals that have the capability to create a standing Hertzian wave in one's aura. And when they're 4 inches or longer, they're self-cleaning, right? So they can clear other crystals. They can, really, really work to help facilitate energy clearing in a much greater way than just energy healing alone.
okay.
And they're really beautiful. And they're all a little bit, different. Even though a lot of these are from the same crystal mine in Arkansas, they have all have a little bit of a different programming, right? And, I have also some, some really large ones, right, that I have them set up in this grid, that works, at the person's crown chakra, right? So when I'm working on someone, I always have their head facing north, because that's in alignment with Earth's electromagnetic field.
Okay.
I also love to use obsidian, right? This is silver sheen obsidian and is really great for shadow work, right? And in combination with the hematite and the selenite, it's a little selenite pyramid, it's really great for grounding and keeping the body, the spirit in the body, right? So I see very often people get really overwhelmed energetically and then they pop out of their body, right? Most people aren't really in their body at all. So I also really love these little guys. These are called sand selenite. They're also called desert rose. And they are like little energetic cell scrubbers. Think about like scrubbing bubbles. These work like that. And this is mangano calcite, pink calcite. Really great for removing fear. So, these are some that I'm always working with. I also like to work with, I love calcite. So I work with the orange calcite, blue calcite, green calcite. They're always really good at helping people let go of fear. And then the malachite is really great for energy clearing. So if you're feeling really heavy, you feel like you really really need to clear some stuff out, choose some malachite. That's very facilitative of clearing.
And when you say clearing, is that what kind of clearing exactly? Can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit?
So let's say you went to the grocery store and you were in line with someone negative, right? And all of a sudden you feel like you have negative energy all over you. Malachite, take some malachite and just kind of wipe it through your energy field, and it will help. And intention, right? Always intention with crystals. It's like, what is my intention with this crystal, and is this crystal going to work for that, right? So malachite's really great, setting the intention and then just like flowing it through your energy field and helping it clear. Yeah.
And what is your favorite crystal?
My favorite, well, I love the Arkansas quartz and rose quartz, although I do love the calcite also. But it's hard to choose.
Right. And now tell me, so if I'm kind of just stuck in some space, are there any little tips or pointers you can offer for working with crystals at home? Or
so if you are very sensitive, very empathic, and you're taking a lot of people's energy, work with black tourmaline. You can put this by your computer. All of us are working at home these days and are having trouble creating boundaries between our energetic space and our workspace, right? So, send that energy back to work and then put black tourmaline around your computer, right? If you work in the service industry or in healthcare and you feel like you're taking a lot of people's energy in, black tourmaline is really great to keep in your pocket. If you don't have pockets, put it in your bra, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really great for fortifying your energy field, right? So you're not taking so many other people's energetic stuff.
Okay.
So that's a good starter crystal, especially if you're highly empathic and have a tendency to bring things in. Amethyst.
Yeah, what is it about amethyst? We hear so much about amethyst.
Amethyst really helps to connect to your higher frequency self. So this is a crown chakra stone. It helps to open up your crown chakra, which is at the top of your head. Think about like a royal crown, right? That is your channel to your highest frequency. And using amethyst, really also helps to mitigate anxiety. So if you feel nervous, if you're feeling anxious all the time, use a piece of amethyst to help you calm down.
Okay.
If you're feeling really like stressed out and angry, right? Or if you're going through a breakup, rose quartz. This is a wonderful little heart stone.
And then I know you mentioned intention, and we spoke a little bit about that outside, but can you kind of speak more to the misconceptions and then the,
Sure.
Kind of necessity of putting that intention
Right.
into the
Right.
crystal?
So, so when you're using crystals, the crystals will work with you, right? So if you're just walking around and saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna throw this here and hope it does something," right? Talk to the crystal, right? Ask it, hold it on your heart, meditate with it, ask it how it wants to work with you, right? And then set your intention of how you want it to work with you, right? It's like when you're trying to manifest something, for example, there's a good stone, citrine. This is citrine. Citrine's really great for manifestation and for abundance. This is a tumbled piece, and this is a raw cluster. So if you're trying to manifest something, let's say you want to bring in a new job in your life, right? With a piece of citrine, hold it to your heart and set the intention of what you want to draw into your energy field, right? Okay, I want to have, create this job that's going to give me abundance and flexibility, and write a little letter to the universe and set some citrine on top of it. And then say this or better, right? So that intention, right, is your energetic field working with the crystal, which amplifies what your desire is, right? If you want to bring in love, use the rose quartz. Say, I really want to draw my person to me, right? And so now I'm going to use the rose quartz. I'm going to create, maybe I'll write a little letter to the universe about calling in my true love, right? Or a soul partner, right? Who can work with me, right? And then put that rose quartz on and ask the rose quartz to help you draw this in. Right?
Okay. And then anything else you'd like to share? Just want people to know about the power of it or anything at all?
Crystals, we don't know everything they do, right? We are just starting to scratch the surface of how crystals work with us, right? There are crystals, crystal chips encoded in computers, right, that store information. They are like little living libraries, and they do have a consciousness, right? And whether you're ready to, connect with the truth of that or not, right, that's each individual's journey. But once you do, you won't ever go back.
Okay, that was awesome. Really talk about these guys.
So these are Andara crystals. These, some are encoded glass and a couple are Andaras. Andaras hold Ethereum and 70 monoatomic elements. And basically they manifest in different places on Earth and are attracted to the people who are ready to work with them. They're very high energetic frequency. Yeah. And these are elemental and directional stones. So like this particular one connects with the west and the water. This is the east and the air, south and fire, north and earth. Yeah. And then this is blue amber. Amber is really great for laughter. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling, just too serious, bring some amber into your life, and laugh. Allow yourself to laugh. I mean, it's one of the hardest things that we have to do is keep a sense of humor about ourselves, right?
Especially in these times.
Yeah, exactly. So, some other crystals that I like to work with, CHIONITE, blue CHIONITE. It's really great for energetic alignment. SODALITE is really great for creating vision, right? It's like, let's say I want to create my own personal Garden of Eden, right? How am I envisioning that and casting it forward? Sodalite's a great stone for that. And also helps to open up the throat chakra. It's really a third eye stone, but really is a good throat chakra stone too.
Okay.
So, these are some of the tools that I work with. Carnelian. It's a nice little carnelian egg. That's great for creativity. If you're trying to do writing, if you're trying to create a business, put this little guy around your desk. He's like an orange, white kind of little guy. And a lot of the stones are tumbled. Carnelian, I haven't really seen many pieces that have been raw. Here's another carnelian. You can tell it's like that dark orange color, but there's a lot of white that runs through it too.
And then do you find, the tumble versus the raw, do you have a preference? I see you have a lot of raw
I have a
stuff,
lot.
but
I have a lot of stones.
Right.
So I don't think it really matters, right? I mean, as long as you're setting intention of how you want to work with it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's like some stones, they have a propensity to work in a certain way, right? But they really sort of mold themselves to the person who's working with them.
That is beautiful. That's a beautiful way of putting it.
Yeah, thank you.